It's an apartment complex in the heart of the city slowly falling apart. So why are the 60 units, which are owned by a charity, sitting empty in the middle of a housing crisis? That's a very good question.
They just closed the doors. They moved all their residents out.
It just seems extraordinary to have a place that could house so many people to remain empty for so long.
As far as location goes, real estate doesn't get much better than this building.
You've got beautiful water views down there. You've got the city, transport. This is prime bloody real estate.
A stone's throw from the CBD in cosmopolitan Glebe in inner Sydney. Known as the R.J. Williams building, it's been a bit of a mystery to local residents.
It's a fantastic place. One of the plans early on was they were going to focus on older women who are homeless.
That's true, that was one plan. But there have been many for the building, which is owned by a charity specialising in helping the underprivileged, Wesley Mission. But they do nothing with it. Nobody has lived here since 2010. It was in that year that an elderly resident in her 80s fell from one of the balconies above to her death. That led to a coronial inquiry, and that inquiry made recommendations about safety for the building. It was closed to bring in those recommendations, but it never happened. And a decade and a half on, it's still empty.
What this does is it aggravates...
Housing crusader Kat Delaney says, charity or no charity, there's no excuse.
This is a bloody multi-million-dollar complex, could be a luxury hotel. Sell it to a developer. If you won't sell it yourself, I think City of Sydney should buy it. They got the money. Let them buy it, let them redevelop. They could put more than 60 units, 120.
Kat has made it her mission to make Wesley Mission do something. Kat, we've got a housing crisis going on.
Yes.
We've got a homeless crisis going on. There's 60 apartments in here. There's people living under bridges a stone's throw from here.
There is 21 tunnels down on Wentworth Avenue. 21 tunnels. They're almost all occupied. They live amongst the rats, the filth.
Locals share her anger.
And we have a real problem in Glebe with homelessness.
I mean, there are people sleeping rough all over Australia, and there are homes and buildings empty all over Australia. It is just crazy.
And for the underprivileged, it's a no-brainer.
It makes me sick because a lot of people are going without because they haven't got nowhere, and there's a building that's empty and they could be occupying them.
Why isn't it being occupied by people that are homeless, that don't have anywhere, yeah? Why aren't they approaching them and saying, hey, do you want a unit?
People do need houses, and people are staying on the street, and they didn't like it, but they can't help it.
There's work that can be done to make...
Kobe Shetty is the local member for Balmain.
I can definitely appreciate why the community is particularly frustrated. We've got 60,000 applicants on the social housing waitlist in New South Wales. So there's a lot of people in this area that need somewhere to live, and it's disappointing to see that it's just sitting there empty.
Over the past decade and a half, the building's been subject to several development applications.
I think it's really critical that Wesley get on with it and have a look at what the barriers are. Nobody, including Wesley, I think, want to see a building like this sitting empty. We really want to see people housed.
The City of Sydney Council in late 2023 provided Wesley Mission with a $3 million grant to redevelop the building and convert it into affordable housing. All up, it would cost about $16.5 million. But last month, Wesley Mission pulled the plug on the deal and told the council to forget about the grant. In a statement to A Current Affair, the charity says it simply doesn't have the funds to fix the building, and its fate is once again up in the air. Who knows, maybe one day we'll come to this door here and it'll open.
It'd be fantastic,
There'll be people
wouldn't it?
living in there.
It'd be lovely to see some good social housing in this building.
We'll be back here in a year and people will be living here, Kat. Let's make it our mission. We'll make it our mission.
Well, wouldn't that be great?
It'd be lovely, and it'll be all down to you.
I like his optimism. Well, someone in authority should make it their mission to put people in those empty apartments. If Wesley Mission can't do it, and we understand why, sell or give the land to someone who can and will.